Day 8 lunch. So we've got a dumpling, some noodles, chicken and mushroom, and gei and veggies. So I don't know whether the gei counts as Chinese herbs, but this is just berries lah. Should be alright. Cool. So 2 left. Ouch. I'm gonna watch some videos, see what's on. Wow. That's kind of scary. Yeah, let's try this one.
Hey people, Indra Theory 3, Argent Shelf Redux routine. Whole bunch of Tyranids and 2 Hive Tyrants. First up is Crocodile, and we've got Jado. Oh, same colour scheme too. These guys walk through objects and cannot be suppressed with powerful disruption and support, fighting in melee combat by default with a basic synapse. I shall call them Lorenzo and Francisco. Alongside, if I can, there we go, Sanguinary Priest Vex with a Ravna Alpha. A tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense, and a blitz of support begins with a ranged weapon. I don't see any tunnels up though. Typically the Ravna Alpha would immediately put up a tunnel, but I guess not with this fella. Red team, Ege is recovering with an apothecary support hero fighting in melee by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura there on the west side up against one of those Hive Tyrants, I guess, alongside Demure with a Tech Marine, starts off in ranged combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. I'm rounding off the teams if my mouse behaves itself. There we go. Dr. Doompool is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. The Thousand Suns elite scheme. My mouse has been a pain in the ass recently. You have triple Hormagaunts up for Jado, which means they're facing 4 Hormagaunt brutes and a Hive Tyrant, not to mention the Ravna and the double Termagants. Might be difficult for them to hold. They need to create space and get as much range damage in as they can, maybe body block with the heroes a bit. I think Dr. Doompool is off the field already. Everything got away, I think, okay. They're having a little rest over there for some reason. They are retreating now. Shotgun Blast just destroyed a bunch of cover. So hell of a shotgun you got there, fellas. Ravna Alpha going into melee, takes out one of those tactical marines.
Oh dear.
Just being used to tie them up. We've got a kill there. Here comes that Hive Tyrant. Which one is this? This is Francisco, hero. Does the Tech Marine get away? The Tech Marine does get away. Blue team are all over their natural VP. The west side, what's going on? Hormagaunts are decapping. Lorenzo, the Hive Tyrant, has been persuaded to leave. He got shotguns on the scouts, but double Termagants shooting at them. They couldn't do much. These guys might try to get into melee, but that might lure them into the Hormagaunts. And Hormagaunts are a threat right out of the gate to level 1 tactical marines, even without their adrenal glands. They're going to be capping though. Going to put a little bit of pressure on them with the Termagants, I think. Termagants are going to finish the cap, but they took some damage. Only a couple of losses all in all. Here comes that Apothecary again. Got no war gear whatsoever, so he must have been forced off relatively early. Went into brawl with the Hormagaunts, got a good special. If those guys didn't retreat, that might have killed several models because they were quite low. Looks like the red team are going to get the west side back thanks to Ege over here. Trying to say his name relatively correctly compared to Eeg, since I know kind of how it's pronounced maybe a bit. Ege.
Iggy.
That's what I'm going to go with. TSM hanging out. They were being worshipped by Zeech, but worshipped by the heretics, I guess. But taking the VP back, we do have a tunnel on the eastern edge from Sanguinary Priest Vex. Hive Tyrant, don't get too close, you just break it. Wait, what? The Hive Tyrant can't get into tunnels, can he? Did the Hive Tyrant get into the tunnel? It doesn't go anywhere. Where's the other place? Very confused. I'm pretty sure the Hive Tyrant should not be able to get into a tunnel. There he is. The hell happened? Did they take down a tunnel that was right there? They must have. The Hive Tyrant, they must have changed it. Should not be able to get into tunnels, he just breaks them. I wonder if that's intended. Very confused right now. Here comes the other fella, Lorenzo, Crocodile. Yep, just walks straight into a heavy bolter and dies. Shotgun blast knocks back the Warrior Brood and the Hormigaunt Brood, and then right in front of the Devastators now. Good use of the shotguns. Maybe could have set up a grenade if they had more levels and therefore more energy. Bunch of dead heretics over here. Ravena Brood on the field for Jado. Where is Francisco the Hive Tyrant? He's back at base, coming back out now. Sneaky Ravena Alpha with the hardened Carapace. Gonna borrow strike on the Havocs. There we go. Knocked back and now tried to get into melee. So you might see him get an actual melee weapon upgrade. Scouts just got their sergeant, but they go for the shotgun blast rather than the grenade. Do they get away afterwards? They do. Hormigaunts are pretty down low with their adrenal glands. The Tactical Marines should have been forcing melee combat on them, then they would have got the kill easily. Once they're in on the scouts, they might as well go into melee. You can't miss with your... apparently you can miss with your melee attack sometimes, so maybe it's not always better. 395 to 432. Still very, very perturbed by the Hive Tyrant getting into the tunnels. That crushed my whole belief system about how tunnels work. Ravena Alpha's gone down. They did recently update the tunnels and stuff, trying to fix a few bugs and rebalance them a bit, so maybe a change was made there. I wonder if it was intended or not. I don't remember that being in the notes at any time. But tunnels can be crushed, and the Hive Tyrant should crush them even if they are friendly, and you can't get into garrisons and stuff, so you shouldn't be able to get inside of them. Warrior Brood here starts off as a melee unit with power melee damage. They're really spread out here. With that little leap into combat, great for some passive disruption that you don't need to micro, although you can get the most out of it if you micro. Got to chain those knockbacks together. They are stealing this power being fully built up by Dr. Doompool. Very, very rare that you see this fully built. You don't need 3 full powers, but they have it. I mean, maybe if you're rushing tier 3 as a team.
Let me just put yes or no.
There's tier 2 for all players. Looks like Dr. Doompool gets there first. They've been under a lot of pressure. But I don't think they've lost the VP that much. Blue Tyranid team are now bashing that node. And they're taking the west side too. They've got devs and shotguns. They should be able to hold out relatively well here. They've got the customized Stormbolter 2 to stun lock Jado's Hive Tyrant. No, Crocodile's on this side. This side, Crocodile. Warrior Brood very nearly wiped out. Bit too eager to get that cap, eh? Kraken bolts being used there. More damage versus heavy infantry, which is what warriors are. Doom bolts and those Termagants ran. This is Francisco the Hive Tyrant with his warp field up. Also has the extended carapace. Hormigaunt swarming the Devastators there. Shotgun blast goes in. Not sure it's enough though. One of them has adrenal glands. Those guys are going to get eaten alive. There we go. Hive Tyrant getting in amongst some scouts. They're kind of very close, these guys. They're looking for a grenade, I think.
No
Very, very low. If the Hormigaunt get on them in retreat, they could wipe them out. I think they were hell bent on getting the technique down. Instead, the scouts barely got away. bit of a rush though from the blue team on this side. Meanwhile, drop pod coming in for Ege. And we got more tactical marines. Demiurge with Devastator Flash Cannon on the way, Dreadnought on the way for Dr. Doompool. Can have a lot of fun with the Mark of Pawn Dreadnought here. And Gene Stealer Brood for Jado. Got some spawn mines up too. Venom Brood is running into trouble. Double Kraken bolts on their heavy infantry armor is gonna be painful. They're getting messed up and they
What the hell? What the hell?
Vex completely forgot about those fellas. Lots of fire, ouch. Lots of dead stuff too. Lost their CSM in fact. Did Dr. Doompool. Retaliated with a Dark Flames global ability and those guys had to flee because of it. 5 times going to go down here. I don't think they can retreat through that. Anyway, everyone goes into melee and takes them down. Meanwhile, west side is quiet, so that Crocodile can cap it up. It's got the Crushing Claws up. 108 heavy melee DPS. That's more single target damage than a Dreadnought in melee. And Extended Carapace for charging into stuff. Because why not? It's a 9-foot alien. Should get revived there, I think, eventually. We've got Gene Stealer Brood on the field. Melee superiority. They start off with power melee damage. They are bad news for Marines. Really bad news. So much DPS. They can heal on hit. Decent foot speed when they use their adrenaline rush too. But here is a Chaos Dreadnought, a massive threat to those Gene Stealers, a massive threat to the infantry in general. Mark of Pawn turns it into a close combat Dreadnought. More health, more melee damage, and the pretty awesome Blood Rage ability. We have a Bioplasm here for Lorenzo the Hive Tyrant. Don't think they're going to get away though. Nope. So both Hive Tyrants are down. One of them's back to his feet. Jado over here. Raphael Alpha, no melee upgrade for you yet. You've gone tier 3. Crushing Claws also for Jado. Here's the Dreadnought. Don't think he wants to fight the Dreadnought though. Uh-oh. Havoc's getting themselves into trouble. A little bit sloppy there from Dr. Doompool. Dreadnought pops the Blood Rage. More damage resistance, more damage, and more speed, but you lose control of the Dreadnought for the duration. So it can turn on your stuff, but be careful how you position him when you use it. Doombolts misses. But there's a Warp Fire. Even more disruption.
Holy shit.
Gets away, I think. Yeah. Not quite quick enough on that rotation to get another hit. Well, here's Francisco going into melee. This is not a great fight, but Venom Brood helping out with big shots. There's the Blood Rage. The reason why it's not a great fight is that vehicle armor doesn't take full damage from heavy melee. In fact, I think it only takes half damage, whereas the
Run!
pretty sure it's taking full damage with commander armor.
Run!
But down goes the Dreadnought. They got it. Should have walked it out. Not sure if did they have the red. Yeah, they have the red. They just weren't paying attention, I guess. Maybe couldn't get it done quickly enough.
Damn it.
After the death of the Hive Tyrant. 351 to 332. 2-1 cap for the red team. Here comes a Space Marine Dreadnought from Demiurge. They are still fighting over this. Just bash it, guys. Get the XP. You can't hold it unless you are absolutely dominating, I suppose. But in which case, you don't really need a third power. 2 Venom Broods up, so the Space Marine Dreadnought might have a rough time. I assume it's going to get a Assault Cannon. Tier 3 for Ege. Tier 3 for 2 of the Tyranid players too. Crocodile and Vex. Meanwhile, Ege is getting a full power bash going because Crocodile's on this side. Well, in the mid, I guess. Going after the Plasma Cannon Devastators with those terrifying Crushing Claws. 3 hits and that guy went down. Although they were retreating. 320 to 332. They're going to get that natural VP, I think. Raven of Brood is ready to leave. Heretics might be running into lots of trouble though. Raven Alpha's going for the Corrosive Devourer. Incredibly powerful ranged weapon. Over 40 plasma DPS. And it's got Corrosive Shock's ability which allows you to damage vehicles. 307 to 332. Double Venom Broods on the Dreadnought. It's still in its default melee state. Really struggle like that with double Venom Broods around. They do some good DPS, those fellas. What's dying here? Bormagosky dying, I think. Right? I believe so. Those are crocodiles, I think. Yes, Crocodile's the Western flag. I'll remember one day Warrior Brood here with adrenal glands, but they just lost their hormone, so nothing to benefit from it. I guess it benefits the Warriors directly too. You've got some Stone Guard veterans for Agate, using their Hellfire rounds and a really good grenade, bloody hell. Took like 8 termagants, I think. Hold on guys, level 3s. I guess it benefits the Warriors directly too. You've got some Stone Guard veterans for Agate, using their Hellfire rounds and a really good grenade, bloody hell. Took like 8 termagants, I think. Hold on guys, level 3 scouts. Carnifex. The march of the Carnifexes begins with Crocodiles of Bioplasma. Good hit. Didn't actually disrupt the fellow with Heavy Bolter though. I don't think they could have done much if they went in. Stone Guard veterans with their Hellfire will do damage over time to a hero. Although more raw DPS versus heroes is given by Kraken Bolts. Still useful to have the damage over time though if they're retreating or something. Chaos Sorcerer with the Icon of Tzeentch on the way. Giving them the Curse of Tzeentch. Put it on a squad, you curse them. If they start to drop models, they explode. Which is very useful. There it is, Curse of Tzeentch on those fellas. Can they kill anything though? Not quite. Does have decent range DPS with that staff, I believe. Isn't that 30 something? Yeah, 35. Like a Tech Marine. Genestealer is trying to get in around. Heretics are there. Burrow Strike from the Ravener Brood. A decent approach by the Tyranids, but can they hold out in this little melee here? Genestealers and Cormorgaunts. And
White.
Raveners getting their shots in too. There's another Doom Blast. Heretics held up remarkably well there. I guess they were mainly attacking the Sorcerer. It was a little bit static. Should have been backing off as soon as they saw the Genestealers. Big Plasma Cannon hit on the Hive Tyrant and another. Really pissed. Here comes the Dreadnought. Genestealers have their tier 3 heavy melee rending claws, but they still don't really want to fight a Dreadnought, I don't think. Has he used the Emperor's Fist already? It is missing some energy, so I assume so. Going after it. We're seeing the repair from the scouts. So the Hive Tyrant turns on them. Dreadnought's there though, and holds its own. Venom Brood were unable to get it down below half, but it did some good damage. West side is a Carnifex. It's gone for the Thornback. Give the Carnifex even more health, allows it to spawn Rippers, as you see there. Charging through onto the Las Cannon, which is the biggest threat to it right now. Stone Guard can switch their ammo to Vengeance rounds to combat vehicles. They're using Kraken Bolts at the moment to fight the Warriors. They're just running away from them at the moment. Big old retreat. Carnifex, I don't think is going to get the Apothecary. No, wasn't quite enough. Some Rippers in there too. They can grab the west side for the blue team. Meanwhile, still pressure on the red VP. You have a Venom Brood Carnifex now. Not sure why it was so close to Dreadnought. Maybe it upgraded mid-fight there. And still the players fight over this power. I don't think this one's been touched a bit. So is this. I don't think they've actually been bashed though, have they? They must have. I must have dismissed it. I think. A Predator tank on the way for Demiurge. Doompool's down to 2 units. Dr. Doompool, excuse me. Pay respect to the title. Worked hard for that, PhD. It might be tough for the Tyranids to approach the west side now because Lascannon's going to basically cover this entire approach. I guess the Carnifex can just charge it. It's still going to charge it. Heretics are going to right. These are Vex's Genestealers now.
Why the hell? Oh, that guy's really bad now.
Doompool is down to a single squad of Havocs. He's in tier 3 with lots of resources. Great Unclean One, I think, on the way. Where's that tank? That's right there.
Oh, Terminators.
For the Las Cannons to take on large targets such as the Carnifexes. And we've got some Chaos Terminators, that's what they went for. Dr. Doompool with Chaos Terminators now. Having to teleport out immediately. Genestealers will do a massive amount of damage to these guys.
Yeah.
They need their Lightning Claws, and they've got them. Lightning Claws are the ultimate anti-infantry melee weapon, but is there just too much here for them to deal with? Look at them ripping through, especially with the demoralization effect that the Chaos Terminators have. So powerful. the debuff to damage output and damage resistance, I believe.
Oh,
It
no.
stacks up. Dreadnought couldn't quite be saved.
Oh.
By repairs there. There's a lot of Venom Brood and the corrosive shots from the Ravener and that Venom Cannon Farn effects.
Are they wiping?
Didn't have much hope. Uh-oh. The Terminator's in big trouble, just able
Oh,
to be
wow.
walked out to safety by the Sorcerer. That's one of his global abilities. Really useful. Global in general. Down to a single model. They are 50 power to reinforce Chaos Terminators. That's going to be very expensive. And they can afford it. They can afford it. Massive pressure still from the blue team. Red team just can't stabilize the mid at all. Have they been anywhere close to blue team's naturals VP? Ege is keeping them in this game by holding this west side. Got some Terminators. We have Noise Marines on the way for Doomfall.
Alright, that's all for lunch.
Get their blast
See you guys for
off.
dinner.